In this lesson, we will explore the Edit Mesh menu, which contains the basic editing tools used in polygon modeling. In the modeling menu set, the menus up to Windows are shared across all workspaces. The menus that appear after Windows are related to modeling. Any menu that contains the word mesh is generally related to polygon modeling. On the other hand, the curve and surface menus are used for NURBS modeling. For example, the surface menu also contains a command called Extrude. But it is completely different from the Extrude command found in Edit Mesh. It is important not to confuse the two. In Maya, you can click the dotted line at the top of a menu to tear it off into a separate window. The icons displayed next to the menu items are the same icons found on the shelf. In other words, they are simply different ways of accessing the same commands. The shelf provides shortcuts for quickly accessing commonly used commands. As you continue modeling, using the shelf will often be faster than navigating through menus. Now, let's create a cube from the polygon modeling shelf. First, let's look at Bevel. Bevel softens sharp edges and corners by adding additional geometry. Since real-world objects rarely have perfectly sharp edges, Bevel is one of the most commonly used modeling tools. Next is Circularize. Circularize arranges selected vertices or edges into a circular shape. It is useful for quickly converting shapes such as hexagons or squares into circles. Next is Detach. Detach separates selected components and creates a new boundary. It is used when you want to separate a portion of a mesh. Let's select a face and apply Detach. Notice that the selected face is no longer connected to the surrounding faces. Now let's apply Detach to a vertex. The connected edges are separated at the selected vertex. Let's create a new cube. Next is Extrude. Extrude extends selected faces or edges to create new geometry. It is one of the most frequently used tools in polygon modeling. This time, let's select two faces and apply Extrude. By default, the selected faces extrude together as a single region. Now let's disable Keep Faces Together. Each face extrudes individually. Increasing the division's value creates additional edge loops along the extrusion. It is important to understand the difference because this option is used frequently. Now let's create a sphere. Next is Merge. Merge combines multiple vertices into a single vertex. Let's select two vertices and apply Merge. The selected vertices are merged into a single vertex. Now let's open the Merge options. The Always Merge for two vertices option merges two selected vertices regardless of the threshold value. However, when more than two vertices are selected, the threshold value becomes important. Threshold defines the maximum distance within which vertices can be merged. In practical modeling, very small values such as 0.001 are commonly used. Merge to Center combines all selected vertices into a single vertex at the center position. Next is Transform. When moving an edge loop with the Move tool, it moves along the world or local axes. Using Transform allows movement along the component normals. When Transform is activated, a normal-based manipulator appears. Let's move each axis. Normals represent the surface direction of a component. This makes it easier to edit geometry while preserving the existing shape. Next, notice that the menu is divided into vertex, edge, and face sections. The commands in each section are intended for that specific component mode. For example, to use duplicate from the face section, you must first switch to face mode. This organization makes it easier to find tools that are relevant to each component type. Next is delete edge vertex in the edge section. This tool is very important, so it is recommended that you memorize the shortcut, Ctrl-Delete. When deleting an unnecessary edge loop, pressing the delete key may appear to remove the edge. However, if you switch to vertex mode, you will notice that the vertices are still there. Not only Maya, but most 3D polygon modeling applications are designed around triangle and quad topology. Even if a face appears to be a quad, leftover vertices can turn it into an n-gon. For this reason, it is recommended to use Ctrl-Delete so that both the edge and the associated vertices are removed. Next is duplicate. Let's select a face and apply duplicate. After executing the command, move it using the manipulator. A new object is created from the selected face. In the outliner, you can see that two separate objects now exist. Now let's look at extract. Let's select a face and apply extract. Unlike duplicate, extract separates the selected face from the original mesh. Let's check the outliner again. When duplicating or extracting faces, Maya automatically creates groups and transform nodes. In the channel box, you can see the construction history accumulating in the inputs section. As this history accumulates, the scene can become more complex and may occasionally cause unexpected issues. For this reason, it is a good practice to delete history regularly. In object mode, select all objects and delete the history. The command can be found under Edit. Delete by type, History. Notice that the inputs section is now clean and the unnecessary history data has been removed. The remaining commands will be explained later when we encounter situations where they are needed. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and hit the bell for more Maya tutorials. Thanks.